Hello, 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 and welcome to the United Weekly Podcast, a podcast brought to you by DC United Ladies. Welcome to episode 11 of the podcast. My name is Santiago. I'm with Olsen, and we're happy that you're here listening to us on the 11th episode of United Weekly. Olsen, how are you doing today?
Not too bad. Ready to get started.
Get started. Little. It's going to be a short episode, I believe, even though I think we've said that in the past, and it's become a 2-hour episode. But this episode, our main point of talk is going to be against the most recent game that we had against Charlotte FC at Audi Field. The second to last game of the season for in the MLS. Last home game of the season for DC United. Olsen, little rundown on that game.
Yes, DC United lost 1-0 to Charlotte at home. Got 2 red cards in the first half and managed to keep that scoreline somehow. I'm surprised after I saw the first red card, I thought it was gonna be like 2 or 3. Now after I saw the second, I thought it was gonna be like 4 or 5. So
Yeah.
I guess it's not as ugly as it. I guess the scoreline is not as ugly as it looked.
Yeah,
As the game looked.
definitely not the worst scoreline we've had. I think Charlotte definitely should have scored more on us. Yeah, honestly, the red card. Let's talk about the red cards. With Barasa, like, come on, can't do that. You're a veteran. You're not like a
Yeah.
rookie. You're not, you know, not your first game with the team. You're a veteran. You can't make those mistakes. Um, but I think Olsen and I are a little happy about that mistake because it brought our boy
Yes,
in,
yeah, go Jordan
Jordan
Farr,
Farr.
two MLS appearances in a row
We
for
almost
Goat.
missed in a row. Now, don't let the scoreline reflect his performance. I think Jordan Farr played a good game. That goal that he was scored on is an unsavable goal by Zaha, right? I think it was Zaha who
Yeah,
scored.
it was Zaha.
Now, Barasa would have probably gone scored on that one too. So I'm not blaming him for that. One thing I do want to talk about is not recent, but the fans in the stadium. A lot of them are cheering for Jordan Farr.
Yeah, I
Did
noticed
you?
that too. He
Yeah.
he mentioned it in his interview that anytime he just line up for a goalkeeper, whatever, he'd get cheered on.
Now, I don't want to toot our own horn, but was that because of us? Like, did we start the
We start
hype?
the Jordan Farr glaze.
Did we start the hype behind him? I don't know. Now, I think Jordan Farr is a great. We've already talked about great goalkeeper, great person, on and off the field, and I'm actually happy that he's getting the love from the fans that he deserves. And what he said, I don't, if you guys want to go ahead and check out who posted it, you know what, we'll post it on our stories on the DCUF story and on the United Weekly _ podcast on a story, or you can go ahead and check out what he said in an interview after it was a post match, or I think it was post match, right, or pre match.
It was post
Post
match.
post match. It was a post match interview where he talked about how he got a lot of love from the fans and that he's super grateful. And one thing that I really liked is that he does not plan on leaving the team. Obviously, that's not under his control, but we know that he loves the club. He said that he loved the club. He's only been here for, I think he said, 8 months, right? So for him to fall in love with the club already, a little warm to my heart because Jordan Farr, we want you to stay. I speak for myself. I'm sure Olsen says the same thing.
He brings some life. He brings some life.
Yeah.
He brings positivity, right?
Yeah.
You got a whole team that's negative, but doing trash, and then you got Jordan Farr, who's always able to look at the positive side of things. And just a good guy in general,
Exactly.
and a good shot
Now,
stopper. Bring him on for shootouts.
yeah, exactly. So, Olsen, we kind of predicted that he was going to play, did we not? Last video, if you go check out our last video, episode 10, we talked about how we wanted to see Jordan Farr play against Charlotte. Now, Jordan Farr did play against Charlotte. Is he going to play against Atlanta?
I hope, maybe.
Because Barasa got the red card.
I guess I saw he's out for that game too.
Mm-hmm.
So
So, did we just predict
I would not be
from last
surprised
episode that
if
Jordan Farr gets 3 starts in a row?
three appearances in a row.
Yeah. Sorry, 3 appearances in a row,
Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see him play. I know we also have is June I didn't see June on the June is available.
I think June is available. I don't know what
I didn't
Reno.
see him on the bench. Normally we keep 2 keepers on the bench.
Yeah, maybe he's. And that was the difference with Troy. We had the 3 keeper, we had 2 keepers on the bench.
Yeah. I don't know. So I wouldn't be surprised. I'd probably rather see Jordan Farr play just because.
Yeah, I think June. I think we're gonna see a lot of June next season.
Yeah.
I think next season is gonna be
I
June's
agree.
year. I think maybe it will become Barasa as the starter, and then overall, then it's gonna turn into June. It's kind of like flip from this year, how June was the starter, and then Barasa took
Yeah.
over. But either way, Huicho Barasa or Luis Barasa is a great goalkeeper. Unfortunate mistake that he made. It's kind of just like whatever. It doesn't
Yes.
matter. If we were fighting
Nobody
for a
cares,
playoff
yeah.
spot, then yes, I'd be pissed off. But it is what it is. Now let's talk about the other red card. The headbutt from Aaron Herrera.
Yeah.
You can't do
Unfortunately,
that.
I did not see that red card actually.
You didn't see that red card?
Yeah,
Basically,
I had my own game, so I couldn't. I only watched the second half, and I didn't watch a replay of the Herrera red card. I saw the Brazil one, but
yeah, basically he just went for a tackle against Zaha, and Zaha ended up falling, and then I guess Herrera kind of went on top of him almost because he was just tackling him. But then Zaha got mad, and then Herrera just put his head down and headbutted him basically.
can't do that.
Can't do that. I don't know what is up. There is a rumor that he was preparing himself for the Guatemala game that's coming up, and he wanted to save himself. So maybe he did do that. That'd be kind of weird if he did, but sure, it doesn't really. I think Guatemala is more important to him right now than DC United is.
Yeah, I did just look at it actually. Yeah, can't do something like that.
Mm-mm. Yeah, can't do something like that. Overall, I don't think this, like you said, the scoreline doesn't reflect the way we played. I think we didn't play as well as the scoreline said we did. Almost like
Yeah.
1-0 makes it seem like it was a close game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, good on the defense for not letting another goal in, but also like Charlotte's offense also had a play in that where they didn't really attack that well.
Yeah.
And when they did, it didn't end up working for them. So other than that, I mean, it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's pointless, but it is a pointless game. Like, we're just not.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's
like this.
End of the season. It's been out of the playoffs for a long time, losing a bunch. It's just at this point you just want it to be over.
Yeah.
Right? Not have to worry about seeing us get destroyed for 4 months.
Yeah, I'm just ready for next season already. I'm excited to see what Rene Weiler can do with the squad that he creates. Hopefully this off season we can get more interviews, if possible, with some players, with some staff from the team, and maybe some ex-players. So stay tuned for that, guys. We're in the works with a lot of different guests, and trying to get the best content we can for you guys. But yeah, Olsen, what would you give your match rating for this game?
Like a 2.
The 2.
Just because we didn't allow another goal in after the 2 red cards.
I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
That's fair. I will. One thing that I did notice, I guess, it made no difference, but even after both red cards, this team still was working hard. They didn't just completely call it quits. Like they were still trying to put balls in the box. Obviously, it just didn't work because your two players down, and you're like the worst team in the league. So
I would say that's my 0.5 reason, because they didn't stop. Like they didn't just give up. My 2 points goes to Jordan Farr getting in the goal.
Yes.
Glazon. Shout out you, Jordan Farr. Please follow us on Instagram. I don't know why you haven't done it yet, man. You're number 1 fans. Well, actually,
he's seen our messages.
I know he has. Are we
He's,
his number one fans?
Jordan Farr lovers up there.
Jordan Farlover is up there.
We still don't know who's behind it, but
Still don't know. He just won't. He or she, or they won't. They just won't tell me. I think. What was it? Whenever we asked, I think we asked the question, because he or she is there. I'm gonna say they're a part of the DC United latest club. Also, do you want to, before we get into that, how can people get into the DCUL club?
send us a DM saying you want to be added. It's just a public group chat on Instagram with about 20, 30 people in it. You can chat with other DC United fans, including Santi and I. So be able to, ask us questions, either just for your own, question, or for United chat.
Yep.
So just send us a DM if you want to be added.
Nice. Well, what I was saying, thank you for that. I think when they first joined the DC United latest club, we asked who they were, and I think he just said,
I love Jordan Farr.
I love Jordan Farr.
Yeah, that's all he said.
Like, that's all they said. But anyways, I think we've talked about Jordan Farr lover, I think, for the past 3 episodes that we've had. But anyways, other than that, my match rating, 2.5. My star of the match.
He's the earliest star of the match except for Jordan Farr.
Jordan Farr? Like, I don't know. There wasn't really a star of the match.
Yeah, there was no standout players. There were no horrible players. Just meh.
Yeah. Jordan Farr, you're my star of the match. Olsen, is Jordan Farr your star of the match, or do you have anyone else?
Yeah, definitely. I'd have to give him. There were no really standout players or really bad players. Just like whatever,
Fair. Well, going on from that, we have one more game left in the season against Atlanta United at Atlanta. So we're playing at Mercedes-Benz Park, Mercedes-Benz Field, something like that.
Stadium.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium. See, I said 2 of them and I didn't even get it right. Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I think this is going to be. I think we can get a win out of this. That's the goal. The goal is obviously to get a win. Jordan Farr to start. Jordan Farr to get a win in the MLS regular season would be great. I know Jordan Farr lover would love that.
He would lose his shit if Jordan Farr got the MLS win.
Yeah, exactly. But other than that, do you have any comments on the Atlanta match?
The same thing you said. Hoping we can get a win out of it, right? End the season off strong.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can look forward to next season with high hopes.
Yeah,
I guess sort of. But this is a game I say that I wouldn't say we should win, but I feel like at this point I expect to win.
I definitely.
Well, no, expect is not the right word, but would be disappointed with really anything else.
Yeah,
It's like a comeback draw or something. Because it's 14th versus 15th. Atlanta only has 2 more points than us.
Yeah.
So it's literally trash versus garbage.
Yeah.
And with our new coaching and everything, we look a lot better. I don't think we are that bad of a team now. Obviously, the last 2 games have been very poor, but I wouldn't say we're wooden spoon in terms of the quality of football we've been playing. Obviously, like I said, last 2 games kind of, say otherwise, but beforehand we were doing pretty well.
Anyways, sorry about that. My puppy's going crazy. But Olsen, I think I definitely agree with you. It's definitely like trash versus garbage, and I want to apologize if this episode isn't as entertaining, or last episode wasn't as entertaining as the other episodes, or it's a little difficult to create content for you guys, especially with a team that is out of the playoffs. We're losing even when it doesn't even matter.
There's nothing to look forward to right now except for next year, really.
Yeah, exactly. But next year,
but obviously we'll get to that later. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we don't want to talk about next year all right now because then we're not going to be able. It's going to be repetitive later on, and we have to have push out content for you guys during the off season. So stay tuned for that. Actually, I'm gonna give a quick little spiel about that. So this off season, expect some new different types of videos, like more like type of long form videos, um, different challenges, gaming videos, everything having to do with DC United still. But go ahead and check that out. I know Olsen and I are very excited for that. To try that new sort of content for you guys than just the regular podcast view. Obviously, we'll still be doing our podcast episodes. They will turn into not every week during the off season. We will announce that when that's starting on the Instagrams, but it will become every other week podcast episode, or we'll intertwine either one podcast episode then a different type of video, so like gaming challenge video, and then back to a podcast, stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. We're excited. I hope you guys are excited. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Um, but yeah, a little bit more look into the future. Season 2 of United Weekly starts at the beginning of preseason time for DC United next season. Season 2 of United Weekly is a full redo, a full revamp of what this is. This is nothing compared to what season 2 is going to look like. Hopefully, we plan on being in person for basically all of the episodes. We plan on having a sort of set area, more professional videography, better mics, and everything like that. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, so stay tuned for season 2 of United Weekly, the United Weekly podcast, a podcast brought to you by DC United Latest. Sorry, another quick update. Season 2 of the podcast is all the episodes are going to change to Friday releases. We think Friday is just better for viewership and for us than rather just smack dab in the middle. And then you guys get a more recent look into the next game day that's going on that Saturday. But we do have our second to last segment of the show. United Chat is back. Again, did we do United Chat last time? We did, right?
We did, yeah. I had a few
United
questions.
United Chat is back to back. But unfortunately, we only got one question this time. And partially, I think that's our fault. I think we forgot to post on our stories again. But this person sent it to us through our DMs. So you can send us your questions either through our Instagram, either Instagram, the DC United Latest, or the United Weekly _ podcast Instagram. You can DM it to us like this person did, or you can look out for our stories. But if we forget, just DM us. DM us whenever you want, and we'll answer it on the next episode. All right, Wilson, what is the one question we have?
All right. So the person did not want to be shouted out, but his question is, what is your least favorite? What has been your least favorite DC United game of the season? Like never again.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. That's
except for the ones that we won.
Yeah.
No, I could honestly. It was either Chicago or Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'd say Chicago just because Philadelphia was like not really surprised.
Yeah, let's say Chicago.
I say Chicago just because I was there too. I was at the Chicago game.
Oh yeah, I was there too. Yeah, I'm gonna say Chicago.
Yeah, I think
that was terrible.
Definitely a big standout loss there. That was like the start of the really big downfall because like before we had won against Cincinnati, so it was like bright spot. Like maybe we could start something, and then Chicago just like killed everything. Like I think at that point we all knew the season was over.
Mm-hmm.
Like before we had a little bit of hope and like chance. We're like, oh, maybe things could change. But after that, it was like, nope, never.
Yeah, exactly.
Happened. And it was like, I don't know, 10 some games without a win
until we went the whole summer after that without a win.
Literally from May 31st was our last win. So from June 1st to August 23rd or 30th, whatever it was. I think it was the 30th, without a win. So that's
just crazy.
Yeah, that's 3 months right there, basically.
Yeah, but that's the answer to that question. Thank you again to that person. Obviously, they didn't want to be shouted out, But either way, thank you for sending us that question. We greatly appreciate you. Please remember, send us a question through DM or to our Instagram stories if we do remember to post. But the main one would be the DMs. Thank you. Now, the last segment of the video, Olsen, his favorite segment, Olsen's MLS rundown. Your last MLS rundown? No, actually, your second to last MLS
Second to
rundown.
last. The next.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Next episode. A couple more games will have been done, and then
Yeah.
there'll be one last one to cap off the final standings.
Yeah. So Olsen's MLS rundown. Let's get it started.
All right, starting in the Eastern Conference, first place, I believe they've already clinched the Supporter Shield. I think is Philadelphia. Yeah, they've already clinched the Supporter Shield. They've clinched the Supporter Shield at this point. So Philadelphia first in the East, first in the Supporter Shield. Second is Cincinnati, and then Miami. Miami has a game in hand on Cincinnati, and it's only 3 points behind them, and has a better goal difference and more goals for. I don't know what the tiebreaker is, but Inter Miami still has a chance to get this number 2 seed. And fourth is Charlotte, tied with New York City. Sixth is Nashville with Orlando. And seventh, and then the 2 play-in spots, Chicago and Columbus. And bottom of the table, out of the playoffs, already guaranteed out of the playoffs. There's no battle for the playoffs in the East. The difference between 9th and 10th is 8 points. So with only 1 game left for most teams, so that's it. 10th is the Red Bulls, 11th New England, 12th Toronto, 13th Montreal, and 14th and 15th Atlanta and DC, who go against each other on decision day. So it'll be interesting to see that. 2 worst teams in the East. On to the West. First place is San Diego, but they could lose that very quick. As behind them with a game in hand and tied on points is the Vancouver Whitecaps, who have been pretty good since the start of the season, basically. Now with obviously Thomas Muller gaining form over there. So a game in hand, tied on points. San Diego has a tiebreaker right now, but if Vancouver gets a point at least in their next game, they'll be tied on games, and they'll be first in the West. And then it's Minnesota, who is actually still in contention. I didn't even think about that. They're still in contention for first place in the West. They are tied with San Diego on 33 games. They're 2 points behind. Fourth, LAFC. Fifth, Seattle. Sixth, Austin. Seventh, Portland. The 2 play-in spots, Dallas and RSL. And the playoff race in the West, I think I mentioned it last week, way more competitive than the East right now. 9th and 10th are tied on 40 points, and 8th is Dallas with 41. And then 10th is Colorado on 40. 11th is San Jose with 38. Probably out of the playoffs at this point, but never say never. Also, Dallas and RSL have a game in hand. Dallas and RSL are in the play-in spots and have a game in hand on 2 teams below them who are still in contention, which would be Colorado and San Jose. So likely not going to change there, but anything can happen in this league. 11 San Jose, I think I just said that. 12th Houston, they're out of the playoffs. St. Louis, SKC, and bottom as it's been all season, the LA Galaxy. Got a game in hand on DC. We're hoping that they lose their last 2 games, or we just win our last game so that we don't have to be winning spoon of the entire MLS this season. But that is your MLS rundown. Pretty much all teams have 1 or 2 games left, except for LAFC, who has 3. So I think LAFC is still in contention for first in the West. I didn't mention that. I didn't realize they had 3 games in hand. But yeah, that's your MLS rundown heading into the final games of the season.
Nice. Thank you, Olsen, for the MLS rundown. Thank you for the MLS rundown. Apologies, we're having some technical difficulties with the streaming the software. But yeah, that's the MLS rundown. Now, what was I gonna say? LA Galaxy, we better win our game so we can actually, not get wooden spoon.
Yeah. LA Galaxy plays FC Dallas this upcoming Saturday, and then on decision day, they play Minnesota.
Okay.
Minnesota is a first place contending team, and FC Dallas is right now in the playoffs. So hopefully,
Looking good for us.
yeah.
I'll take that. We haven't had some good odds in a while, anyways. But that's going to wrap up episode 11 of the United Weekly Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you made it this far into the video, Olsen, what emojis should they? What should they comment in the? What should they put in the comments?
I want to see if you made it this far. Put a black and red heart in the comment section to me, so we know you made it this far.
There you go, black and red heart emoji. Now, thank you again for watching this episode. Thank you again for supporting us throughout these 11 weeks, technically 12 because we did miss that one episode with technical difficulties. But 11 episodes of United Weekly. We are grateful that you guys have shown us the love and support to the Instagrams, to the YouTube, and everything surrounding that. That's it for me. Olsen, anything you want to say?
Thank you guys for tuning in. Obviously, short episode, probably pretty boring, but we appreciate anybody who listens.
Yeah.
So that's why we say comment, because we want to see our appreciation, or see who appreciates us, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess not who appreciates us, but who is watching and paying attention to our podcast.
Even the boring episodes,
Yeah, even the boring episodes, right?
Because the team's a little boring right now, other than Jordan.
Yeah, other than Jordan Farr. Glaze on.
All right, guys. Thank you again for watching. Go ahead. You can. Why don't you do the outro?
But like I said, nothing to look forward to right now. So again, pretty boring episodes. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll see you next week for episode 12. Peace.